Greetings! Welcome to our weblog. We would like to inform you about coding. I hope you enjoy.
Hi, I am Berkan and this is for HacciGiresun. Goudkantoor is a building located in the centrum of Groningen. This is the building. The building was built in 1635 in the Renaissance era. The building was used as a tax office and was named Collectehuis. The name Goudkantoor was made up by the citizen of Groningen because it was a guarantee agency for gold and silver. So you'll go here and let your gold be checked, and they will tell you if it was real or not. So I chose this side of the city because it is a nice building and it has a great history. It is almost 400-year-old building, and yeah, that's why I chose it. A nice thing to know is that this building is a monument and you can just go inside and grab a beer. Also, helaas moet je goed houden.
Hello everyone and welcome. Behind me is the Grote Markt, like you see. The Grote Markt is in the center of Groningen. I chose this site because it's a very interesting part of Groningen. If you are in Groningen, you cannot miss it. Before 1200, there were a lot of farms here behind me. And yeah, after 1200 it became a market. After the Second World War in 1945, a lot of parts were destroyed, so they started rebuilding this market in this old style. And now behind me you see how it is. So here are some interesting and fun facts. Nowadays the market is famous because of its alcoholic drinks and its alcoholic places. Like you see there, you have a drinking place. It has a hotel, also fun to know. And the Queen sometimes used to celebrate her birthday here in Groningen at the Grote Markt. Thank you.
The Martin Church is the oldest church in Groningen. In the parish was called St. Martin's Church. The church is named to St. Martin, which was an important person for the French. The church was built in the 15th century. Research has found that before the building of the Martin's Church there were at least two of her church, and before that there was also a building. Nowadays the church is used for different functions. For example, the church went to the University of Groningen.
Good afternoon everyone, I'm Burak Yilmaz. Today we're going to talk about the Martini Tower. The Martini Tower was built in the 15th century. It was like 30 meters high, and this is 97 meters high, so it's 1/3 of this. In the late 17th century, the tower was destroyed by a lightning. They rebuilt it and they made it larger. It was 45 meters high, and then in the 18th century there was another lightning and the tower was destroyed once again. This time they used sandstone, which was more expensive, as you can see. It's now like grey. It was in the 16th century it was orange, but now it's grey because they used expensive stone. And then they made it much larger. It's now 97 meters high. It got lots of damage because in the Second World War the Canadian forces used heavy power to damage it. The bells that are in there, you can see still bullet holes in it. The tower has 620 steps and has 62 bells. And the fun fact of this tower is that the people of Groningen call this tower the example. It should be the example of our lives. We got a lot of damage in our life, and we should try to rebuild, and with the help of the other people. So this tower shows the example of our lives.
Okay, hello, I'm Liam, and this is the 5th stop in Groningen. It's the Prinsenhof. I chose this building because it's next to the Prinsentuin, and that we will be doing after this one. This building was built in 1436, so it's a very old building. Because it's so old, it had several functions and it had several owners. For example, in the 15th century or in the late 15th century, Johannes Knijf lived there, which was the first bishop of Drenthe and Groningen. In the late 16th century, the Prince van Nassau lived here, so that's the royal family. That's why it's called the Prinsenhof. And later it became a military hospital and a military base. And after that, we are like in the beginning of the 21st century now, it was a radio station for a couple of years. And after that it was empty. And a fun fact to know, now it is a restaurant and a hotel. I hope you like this look at the Prinsenhof. Bye bye.
Hello guys, it's the last stop and we are in the front of the Prinsentuin. The Prinsentuin is behind the Prinsenhof, and I choose this site because the Prinsentuin consists of a rose and herb garden, and I find flowers very beautiful and cheerful. The Prinsentuin was built by William Frederick in 1648, and using hedges are two letters made a W and an A, and these are the initial letters of the governor Willem Frederik and his wife Albertine Agnes. And in the garden there's a tea room which is open in warm weather.